Greetings, YouTube. I've been waiting a while to make this video as I have behind the scenes gathered data, talked to several different members of several different alliance tiers, to be honest, because this problem has affected everybody from platinum to silver. You see, you may not know that this is happening, but my guess is a lot of people who are watching this directly happened to you, or if nothing else, you have a friend of a different alliance that this happened to. And basically, it's a twofold problem, and most of the time, it absolutely screws you over. In fact, when we look at the history of my own Gold One Alliance, which traditionally I would say we win about 60 to 70% of wars, which I'm proud of, you can see that we have won, the 4 out of the last 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 5 of the last 6. But then in this one, what happened? Did we just automatically start to suck? Did we have an off game? Was everybody drunk? No. In fact, I have never seen our alliance not clear at least 2 out of 3 of the battle groups, but usually we clear 3 out of 3. And I certainly have never seen us explore less than 95% of the nodes. And we were at a unpleasant 86.3. We just got absolutely destroyed. And that is because jumping in to the alliance, we were at a huge disadvantage. You see, when you look at the season and you talk about the leaderboard and even just the reward structure, you have all these different tiers, right? All these different tiers. And we fight in tier 4. But, unfortunately, we, on that particular alliance, didn't find tier 4 nodes, but I guess you could call them tier 3 nodes. And then, from there, you just have what looks to be a bigger issue when it comes to even platinum, where basically here's the gist of it. You get the same rewards that you normally get, but you're placed in a harder tier that makes it harder for you to win. And to make it even worse, you get the multiplier that you normally have, so you're doing much harder content, but not gaining any more season points than you would on the tier that you're supposed to. There were a couple of people that messaged me that this was technically an advantage for them. I guess similar to that alliance that my alliance faced that we just got absolutely obliterated a couple of wars ago, which if you're used to fighting, say, a Platinum 3 alliance in the tier of Platinum 3, and all of a sudden you get the Platinum 3 nodes and you get the Platinum 3 multiplier, but you're fighting an alliance that's actually in Gold 1, you're just at a huge advantage because it's going to be an easier fight than normal, and at the same time you're not going to be hurt by the rewards of the multiplier. But the majority of people that at least reached out to me, it was the exact opposite problem. It was fighting a harder tier of enemies with higher PI because they're harder nodes, but still getting the same rewards bracket in the tier below and also the same multiplier points as the tier below. Now, you would think the suggestion that I made to a lot of these people would work, or at least have some effect, and that's to just keep opening up help tickets to Kabam, because the more help tickets that are opened from summoners across Alliance War levels, hopefully, in theory, if the company is at all competent, which in the past couple weeks we have learned it pretty much isn't, you have some response that at least gives you some hope that this problem is being looked into. And kind of when the season started at the beginning of the month, that's kind of what happened. I would say, hey, did you open up that ticket? And the summoner that contacted me via the line app would say, yeah, they sent that general message that said we were receiving a influx of messages about this issue and we are looking into it. Even though I don't know if I even buy that that's true now, because that's such a common generic automated message. At least it sounds like there might be some sort of hope. But by the end of the season, I had people as lately as 24 hours ago say that their help ticket was met with, sorry you think this is a problem, but it is working as intended. meaning that Kabam sees no reason to change anything, even though this is absolutely, for the majority of players, an anti-player, pro-Kabam monetary making scheme for them, because, of course, if it's going to take a lot more items and revives and potions to clear content, you have two options. Either you spend more to win, or you do what my alliance did. We threw our hands up and we said, well, I guess we've just lost this war. It's not worth draining all of our units to the ground when we're fighting an opponent that's probably going to beat us anyway. So I just have a very hard time believing that this kind of war, and do note, Alliance War last season, Season 7, Platinum 3, right? When you're fighting a Plat 3 Alliance and you're in Gold 1, you're just at such a severe disadvantage that it's not going to work out. And there might be some people who are like, Prof, stop whining, stop complaining. This is a great opportunity to fight harder people and get better at the game. All right, meathead. I definitely don't agree, but if that's your perspective, whatever. I know that the majority of people who would like to fight in the tier that their alliance is actually in want to fight good alliances, but want to do it in a way that's fair with the nodes that they're supposed to be to equivocate the rewards and the multiplier. Obviously, it would be a pro player system, and I guarantee you if it was the opposite, right? If you got platinum rewards and a platinum multiplier, but you had gold 1 nodes, Kabam would fix it as an emergency maintenance in like half an hour. But when it's a problem that tends to historically benefit their pocketbooks and hurt the player, they're either extremely delayed, sometimes for over a month, for fixing the issue, or, as is the case with this one, they just flouted, ignore it, and refuse to believe or even acknowledge that it's even an issue in the first place. So I would love to hear, because I guarantee you there are so many people that were affected by this in the past season. What did you see? Did you file a help ticket? What was the response? Please comment below and let me know, as I always try to have these particular kind of videos be also a unofficial forum post for people to bounce off ideas and discussions to hopefully talk about their experiences. This has to be fixed. There's no way going into another season, especially when we consider map changes and other difficulty changes to Alliance War as it is. There's no way that this can be happening. Alliance War has burnt so many good players out. It has hurt the game in so many important ways, and it's only going to continue to drive more people to either semi-retirement or full retirement status from the game. And Kabam, it's one of those things, you think you've got everything going great, and then you take it for granted. You start ignoring your player base. The player base goes to somewhere else, and then by the time you realize you've lost your player base and you try to recover, it's too late. And I worry sometimes that will be the inevitable conclusion of this game. It'll be so many people left so fast that they didn't think it was a big deal, but then once they realized how big of a deal it was too late. Kabam, it's time to fix this, especially now that the season has concluded. You should have fixed this immediately the first time it was brought up during the season, but we know you haven't. So make up for lost time, help players out, don't put them in BS tiers with harder nodes for the same rewards and the same multiplier points. It's not fair. It's really hurting the game, and this needs to be corrected immediately.